morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's WhistleStop virtual interview with Jill Sessions. Jill, thank you so much for participating in our 2022 WhistleStop political rally. By purchasing your video interview, you have allowed our chamber to educate the citizens of Polk County about the upcoming election and the issues and candidates on the ballot. Thank you. Since your campaign has purchased a video interview, the Florida Division of Elections does require you to disclose that fact with the following statement.
Yes, this is a political advertisement paid for and approved by Jill Sessions for Polk County School Board District 7.
Awesome. Perfect. Now, just to get started, tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're running for this office.
Okay, well, thank you for hosting this today. It's quite an honor, and I think it's important to get the information out there. Sometimes we're in a forum, we don't get to address all the points we want to. So as stated, I'm Jill Sessions, candidate for Polk County School Board District 7. I'm the mother of 3 adult children. I'm a business leader and a college professor. I have many years of experience, management experience working in corporate America and for local government. I have a Bachelor in Science and Economics from the University of South Florida and a Master's in Business Administration from the University of Tampa. I worked for TICO for 28 years, mostly as a project manager in commercial and industrial and construction, and also as a budget variance analyst. And I worked for the City of Tampa as a manager of audits and contracts for 5 years, and I've been the director of solid waste in Plant City. You can see my garbage truck behind me. I've been here for 7 years. And the reason I'm running for Polk County School Board is I have been pretty displeased with the quality and things going on in the public school system for many years. My kids all went to public school in Hillsborough County. They got a good education. They went to college on the Bright Future Scholarship, but I've just seen a deterioration in the system for a while. So I had it all planned out where I was going to homeschool my grandkids, but I don't have any yet. And my kids are 34, 35, and 38. So, they're kind of getting up there in age. So I decided to take all my skills and experience and use it for broader positive impact by changing the system. And part of that plan that I'm still on is to quit my full-time job and just teach college part-time. And that will allow me to focus 100% on as a school board member.
Now, what do you believe are our school district's greatest strengths?
I believe Polk County Public Schools' greatest strengths are its safety program and some of its career academies. Polk has a contract with the Polk County Sheriff's Office, which is led by the Honorable Grady Judd. You can't get any safer than that. But truthfully, they have some really great programs within that safety spotlight, which are, let's see, we have the Guardian program. They have programs to address at-risk students, programs to work with, to eradicate some of the gang participation. And they have hotlines for bullying and suicide, which are very important. A lot of school safety issues are related to underlying mental health issues. And then Polk has a variety of some career academies such as ACE and Travis Technical, and these are nationally recognized. So we do need to expand the academies across the county more so that more students have access to them.
Awesome. Now, kind of on the flip side, what do you believe are our school district's greatest challenges?
Well, unfortunately, I think this is a longer list for me, but that's okay. I'm a realist. And when we identify what needs to be worked on, then we can get started. So first, I would say the biggest challenge are the over 200 vacancies of teachers, support staff, and personnel. And this, by these shortages, it creates stress for everybody involved. Teachers are covering topics that they're not certified to cover. Classrooms are crowded. Children are sitting on buses for 2 hours sometimes. So it's very stressful. Some good things were done by Governor DeSantis for the fiscal year 23 budget, which were to increase the minimum pay in schools to $15 an hour, raise the teacher salaries, and they increased assistance with down payments for homes. So those are programs that are really good. I think we need some short-term and long-term approaches, which a short-term approach would be to try and enlist more paid internships from local colleges and universities. So that gives the people in school experience, but also helps cover classes. And then enlist some people from the local businesses. We have some, like I just noted, some career academies, so we can bring in business professionals to teach some of those classes. And then a long-term strategy would be to look at the cost of living here in Polk County. It's the fastest growing housing market in the state. And with that comes very high rents. And those rents are not really affordable for people who are coming out of college and taking these jobs. So cost of living studies need to be local, because if you do one statewide, there's big differences from Hillsborough to Polk to Osceola. So it needs to be local. And then we can factor that into the longer term budget, and also do a teacher and staff survey and find out what types of perks they would want to see in compensation packages to keep the good teachers here and the good staff. And then one of the second issues is Polk County has consistently performed in the bottom 20 of the 67 counties in Florida. And that's a real concern. I know we can do better, but as I was saying, we need to really look at the underlying reasons and start working on those. I've talked to a lot of experienced teachers, some that are still in the system, some that have retired, and a lot of them feel like we need to overhaul the curriculum and how we teach, like teaching students how to think, not what to think, but bringing back proven systems such as phonics, sing and spell, learning to write in cursive, and some of the classroom management skills like respect and personal responsibility. And then third would be there was an audit that was done by the state. The state of Florida conducts an audit on Polk County schools every 2 years, and there were over 70 items of concern with either teachers not having certification or some anomalies in the budget. And those items have to be addressed, or the school system pays over almost $600,000. So with my background in budgeting and audits, that would be one of the primary things to start looking into so that we avoid those penalties. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, what do you believe should be the school board's top 3 priorities in the coming year?
Well, it kind of overlaps with the last question, but definitely number 1 would be to fill the vacancies so that we have qualified people and enough teachers, lunchroom, bus drivers, all the support staff, so that kids are not affected by these shortfalls. And with that comes improving the compensation package for everybody in the system, so that the ones that are here feel like they're getting treated fairly. Because I hear a lot of people say a starting teacher comes in at nearly the same salary as somebody who's been there 10 years. So that definitely has to be fixed. And then a third, again, would be to address those issues in the audit. Some of the issues in the audit were related to the ESC programs, where the IEPs are not correct, or people are teaching ESC programs who are not certified. So again, all of those factors have a negative impact on the quality of the education.
Awesome. Now, as a membership-based organization, we do hear from a lot of our members that they're having trouble finding people to hire for all the jobs in the industries. So what role do you think that K-12 education plays in preparing our future workforce?
Well, I think the K-12 education plays a primary role in preparing our future workforce. The school is a system tasked with providing young people the tangible skills they need and the employers want, such as reading, writing, math, science, technology, civics, and financial literacy. All students should have equal opportunity to participate in career, technical, and college prep courses. And as noted, some of these programs are great, but they're not widely available. So we need to fix that, and that expands the students coming out with the skills that employers want. And then we really need to increase the public-private partnerships, because we already have some programs where people in the community either offer scholarships or grants, and they come in and teach, like electrical training. There's one program called ICAP that I saw that was really cool, where third graders are learn to do 3D printing. So when we make education fun and engaging and relevant, students are motivated to pay closer attention and the truancy rate goes down. So it's a win-win for the school system and the community. And I wanted to add to that, way back when I was in high school, I was in a workforce training type of program. And so I started at TICO when I was 17. So I went to school half a day and then I worked half a day. And so
Oh,
I was getting
wow.
on-the-job training, but I was one of those people where I thought school was kind of boring. So it helped with that. And then, as I mentioned, I was at TICO for 28 years. They paid for my 2 degrees, which you see over here, through tuition reimbursement, because I grew up low income with a single parent. So there was no way I was going to go to college. Um, I had to, I'm one of most students who are low income, even if they want to go to college, they have to get a job. So I'm a true proponent of those type of programs. And I think that every young person that's willing to do the work should have that opportunity.
Now for our final question, why should voters choose you over the other candidates?
Well, of all the candidates, I believe I had the most extensive and broad experience and training relevant for a school board member. Polk County Schools is the largest employer in Polk County and the 7th largest school district in the state. And it has a $2.2 billion budget. So in my experience as a budget variance analyst at TICO, their budget was over $3 billion. So we're not talking little amounts of money. And then as noted, I have a background in auditing and, the audit results, and those audits are done every 2 years. I'm able to look at those and figure out plans and strategies and compliance factors that need to be implemented to prevent having those results occur over and over. And then I have a lot of experience in contract negotiation and procurement, which is another major factor for school board members. They approve multi-million-dollar contracts at almost every school board meeting. So we need people that can look at those contracts and make sure they're well written and that they're going to the most qualified, lowest price, most responsive bidder. And, being new to Polk, I've lived in Lakeland not quite 5 years. I think I'll bring a fresh set of eyes to look at things. I haven't been ingrained in the system. And I think that's a strength really to look at things from a high level and using my business experience and my experience as a college professor. I see what skills are lacking from a college perspective and from an employer perspective, because the job I do here in solid waste, it's an entry level position. So I have students, fresh graduates who come in here and I see that they struggle to read and do math. And I think that's quite a disservice to them and the community after 12 years in the public school system. So I'll work to the primary thing that I would do is to work to ensure that Polk's students get a quality education in a safe work environment. And I will also ensure that the rights of the parents and teachers are protected in accordance with Florida law and the US Constitution.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. You can check out all of our other interviews with candidates, including school board candidates, state representatives, state senate, and US Congress candidates on our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube. Thank you again, Jill, for joining us today.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.